Hello and welcome to The Founder. I'm your host Tasha Sejal. We are here once again at the Colombo Cooperative. Got yet another guest with me talking about new startups and entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka doing some amazing things. Today I have with me Chanchala Gunawardana.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me this morning.
Good. Yeah, it's a pleasure having you this morning. And it's all about to go down. We are talking to you about some amazing things that you are doing right now, and it's Kimbula, Kithul.
It is. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your company.
Okay, so the simple thing is Kimbula Kithul is a brand that celebrates Sri Lanka's heritage and unique food treasure that is pure Kithul palm syrup.
Okay.
And so we're all about the Kithul.
So tell me where it all started.
Started kind of accidentally. I was looking at products that come from my mother's hometown, which is in Mathura, that are, would be great in the market. And somewhere along the way, when you go to Mathura, people give you bottles of Kithul
just for free, right? I've experienced that.
Yeah, like as a gift. Like they're really proud of it. Mathura makes great Kithul. And so someone gave us a bottle of Kithul. I tried it. I was like, whoa, this is excellent. And then I asked a very naive question. Why is it so good? Got a very simple answer. There's no added sugar. This is just the pure stuff. And so that took me down a path where I thought it was just going to be easy. And I learned a lot about Kithul, about food, about a whole bunch of things I didn't know. And then the more I learned about it, even though it got more complicated, it also got me more invested.
Okay, so how did it come to a point where you came up with this name, Kimbula Kithul?
So, like I said, because we started predominantly sourcing from Mathura, which we continue to do, in Mathura, in the Nilaganga, there are Kimbulas, and it is sort of the unusual signature mascot of the district, and I really just loved it, and I thought, it would really give something unique to the brand. I love alliteration, so I was like, hey. And then our designer, Gimhani, she took that and ended up drawing me this beautiful.
Oh, that's why this guy is here.
Mascot, like
it's adorable.
Form. And once I saw that, I was like, this is perfect. She really made the whole thing come to be.
I absolutely love that you're carrying this guy with you. It's just amazing. And it actually brings about a whole lot of significance for your brand. At the same time, Chanchala, can you tell me if it was difficult in the beginning? When did you start? You said it was in 2017.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to get things started? And, there's so many brands and so many makes of, Kithul. Was it initially difficult, or how did it go for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting. I came from no background in the industry, so I think very naively, I thought it was going to be easy because I was like, oh, it's just like the pure stuff. So actually, we're not doing anything complicated. And then I think along that process, I realized why this is so hard to get. This industry, which is long-standing, it's a centuries-old industry in this country. The tappers who are working behind the scenes in this industry, who pretty much no one was seeing, are 2 to 3 generations in, doing this incredible work. And yet, nothing has really changed in this industry over the years. It's extremely hard to source this and to source this in scale. Mm-hmm. And so it's a challenge for me, for anybody else who's doing pure Kithul, to make this happen. And I think those challenges were the things I learned along the way. And so when I decided that I was going to go for it, it was this idea that I'm going to have to really educate myself about all these issues from all these angles. So I started talking to the people who've researched it at the ITI. I started, we had to get the tapper inside. They're the ones who hold the key. I learned about business and food, and other than wanting to eat everything,
and not being specifically experienced in that field as well. That's amazing.
So it was just more like I saw this thing that I just didn't feel anyone was singing praises to the high potential of it, and I thought, here's a gap, let's see what we can do. And I came at it only from a branding perspective, and then had to learn essentially the gamut of everything.
That's actually really inspiring. You had the passion for it and you went through with it. Have you ever failed before you succeeded?
I mean, I don't think I've succeeded. Whatever like the barometer is, there are a lot of times where like every time we like reevaluate, I'm like, wait, have we really moved? But I also do try to remind myself to be grateful because it is like definitely evolving and a lot of people have helped and I've gotten a lot out of it along the way in terms of I know I'm learning so much and growing, but I definitely have certain goals that I'd like to say are my goalposts that are still in the making, but 2020 I think will be the year. Like I think I'm finally getting everything together where we're going to sort of push forward on a lot of things that I've been taking baby steps towards.
They're actually saying that 2020 is going to be a good year, 2020 vision for all businesses, mind you. So, this is definitely something that I'll be, crossing my fingers for. And also at the same time, what is your definition of success? Being in this for a couple of years now.
Yeah, that's so funny. That's like a couple of years. And what did I do? I think the one thing that at some point, like, I had a conversation with a therapist because honestly, I used to do career counseling for a little bit to young women in a university in Bangladesh. That's a different side note. But at that time, I just realized it's like people sometimes need to have someone to talk to. This is a tangential thing, but in business, and especially in my case where you're like a single founder and for a long time sort of the single main person in the business, you need someone to talk to. And so I sort of reached out to get sort of the clarity to understand like what are the goalposts I'm aiming for. And she said is don't make success, like figure out what your passions are. And I think all those things will come. And it is true because I really wanted to keep an eye on the ball. That one of the things why this product over anything else was that I really saw it had huge potential, that the community was really not being talked about, and that the promise of this product wasn't being seen. And those were just the things that I wanted to come to life. And if that happened for me, I was like, we're on the right path.
Mm-hmm. So talking to someone is basically the way to go in terms of, expressing how you feel and everything else. That's actually really important because you need that. You need someone to talk to, and at the same time, like you can't go through everything yourself, right? That's good. That's a really good answer, actually. I think that's a first.
I think I've talked about it, but I think figuring out what your motivations are is like what's going to kind of push you to kind of wake up and still say it's worth doing this.
Yeah.
When you can, like say, oh, I'm done. And there's something that just keeps saying like, okay, there's something here you need to see through. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at.
Awesome. So now that you're your own founder, would you ever work for someone else?
I mean, honestly, I think about that and sure, definitely hopefully maybe it doesn't happen because hopefully everything will, go on. But I'm also, even within my own company, like my ideal scenario is of course to bring more people on board who bring other perspectives, who I can learn from, who add to it in different ways, because I definitely, even though I've like tried to learn a lot, I know I don't have the sort of single answers and will be the only person that can do this. I don't want to do this alone. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely like people to work with, but I also have met people along the way that I've like definitely met being like, oh, it'd be really cool to work with you on a different project. So at some point, like if things pan out and I still have like the time to also get involved in something else, I'm definitely all about like collaborating with people on cool visions. So
that's good. And is there a brand that you admire currently?
They're definitely great Sri Lankan brands. And I think that was one part of it. Like one thing that got me into it was seeing incredible Sri Lankan entrepreneurs who have made it, but also who are making it. And that was really, at that time we started, I was seeing a lot of that happening, and I wanted to be in on the game because I thought I'd rather figure out what it is to be involved and to go through what they're going through rather than to sit on a sideline and kind of like pick at it and say like, oh, this would be what I would do differently. And I thought might as well learn what that process is.
Right.
So definitely there are tons of people. I'm gonna not single out anyone local, because that's just not fair. But there are definitely people who are also founders who have like helped us, and I mean platforms that have helped us. For us, again, like I'll go back to it a lot. Is Good Market definitely gave us our starter boost to like really try this out in a very
That's
small
actually a
and
great
noticed way.
place to start,
Super.
no matter what kind of level of entrepreneurship that you want to get into.
Yeah.
So Chanchala, tell me where you see your product going in the future.
Okay, so my hopes and dreams kind of with this was to get this pure, exciting, unique product out into not only the local market, but to the global market. And in doing this the last year, I took a chance and I started getting really lucky through some connections to be able to send it to some amazing chefs and mixologists around the world. So we sent it to London to Ryan Gunawardana, who is voted the world's best bartender and runs essentially the world's best bars, and he's Sri Lankan British origin. And he and his team were amazing. They loved it, and then they ended up creating 2 cocktails using Kimbula. So I was like, wow.
Oh, I bet that
awesome.
tastes amazing.
Yeah, so I was
Did you get to try it?
Well, I haven't made it on my own. We got the recipe.
Oh, nice.
But I was here, so I was just like sitting there being like, that's amazing. And then over that time, we also sent it to Rishi Nalendra, who's the first Sri Lankan to win a Michelin star, and out in Singapore, and he was amazing. And of course, like Darshan Munidasa in Sri Lanka, we started. They were the first restaurant we ever like supplied and continue to supply. And he has been such a champion, and I'm super grateful to Ministry of Fab for championing a local product. And they've been taking us to all their global pop-ups. So we're totally seeing this audience that's out there that does appreciate and thinks that this is a premium craft value product. And so I really want to see that possibility realized. And so, yeah, Peter Kurvita, Master Chef Khan Ong in Australia, like there's these incredible repertoire of people. And I was like, let's get it out there. And so then more and more of them will.
That is major. Good job on that. Good job. At the same time, where can us regular people have a taste of your wonderful Kimbula Kithul?
Anyone who wants, you can go to, we're in a lot of niche outlets. And so the first ones we started with was House of Wines. So we're definitely there. And then Good Market.
House of Wines, it's
on Flower Road.
On Flower Road, you're right.
So Good Market, Peter recommended us to amazing Dilhan and like at Dilma, so we're brewed by Dilma on Flower Road, Barefoot, and so like a lot of these sort of niche stores, Black Cat, all of them, and Kopi, you can talk to them, and also in Gaul. So if you're out in Gaul, Seafair in Gaul, as well as inside the fort, the farmers market as well. So and our hopes actually this year, and we're just talking to them tomorrow. We're going to be talking to a couple. Is that you'll also see us maybe on a few select supermarkets.
Shelves. Yeah, so there you go. That's a teaser.
Yeah, so to be seen.
To be seen in the future.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so there is quite a lot of people out there, quite a lot of youngsters, and no matter what the age, they're trying to do their own thing. They want to start something new, just like you have. What kind of advice would you give for them, for the new startups in Sri Lanka today?
An advice another founder gave me, and the one that I also just like decided is just like, if you kind of see and you have this gut feeling that there's something there, and if you have the luxury to try it out in a small way, don't overthink, go for it. I think we have, in so many ways, it's still not my final dream end product. We have a minimum viable product that we really love, and so constantly we're tweaking it, but I decided just to go for it anyway and then keep on working on it. And I think some people wait for perfection, and don't hold yourself back. You can work on it, and the fact that you want it to be better will only help this product become better and better for the people who can get it.
That's a great piece of advice. That is. Since we are on the show, the founder, in a situation, in a hypothetical situation, if you ever got the opportunity to sit with another founder, locally or internationally, for dinner, what would it be, or who would it be?
There's some really cool founders who've given us advice, and also just like other business mentors. And it's really interesting for me is that I've gotten advice from like tech startup mentors, and also like people who are either in the food or beauty care business. So I think all of that different range of opinion is always going to be useful. I mean, one person I'll have fun having dinner or chatting is Shivanta Spasilan, who is really cool with advice. And then we have some incredible mentors. But I've been thinking, just because I really like the ethos of the business they've been building, was Shabani Greek yogurts, which is in the US, but just like the way that they were able to take this very singular, Greek national product and then kind of do that. And I think there are some great people who do that with Sri Lankan products. I'm just trying not to single any of them out. So
just have dinner with all of them.
Yeah,
just a full course meal.
Yeah, throw in the Kithul.
So Chanchala, it has been a wonderful time talking to you. But right now, I got to focus on this question, courtesy of the Colombo Cooperative, as you can tell, providing workspaces and creative spaces for companies of all sizes. And they would like to know what your very first workspace was like.
So we were a pop-up when we started at the Good Market. So my very first workspace was my parents' kitchen. We were like bringing in bottling and putting it all out from there. So if Colombo Cooperative wants to add a little like kitchen experimentation,
little sweetness,
we are in. Yeah.
So tell us about one last question. I want to ask you where people can follow you, get to know a little bit more on social media platforms.
Cool. Yeah. So I think the most active we are is on Instagram. So it's at Kimbula Kithul, and then the same thing carries over to Facebook, which is at Kimbula Kithul. But the most easy way to engage us is to like follow us on Instagram and send us a message or whatever. And also you can email us and everything. It's all on our thing. And our webpage, which I'm also super stoked about, is kimbulakithul.com.
So there you have it, some amazing treats courtesy of Kimbula Kithul. And if you want to add some or take some sweetness out of this interview, you can go ahead and check them out. Kimbula Kithul, thank you very much, Chanchala, for being a part of the show, and this guy too.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Thanks for having us. Yeah, I'm gonna take him home.
Yeah.